All right. I have been asked by several people to go over my experience with learning guitar. I feel like I'm still learning guitar. I started, I believe it was April of 2020. I started with the premise that I wanted to try to do it for 15 minutes a day. There was a lot of stuff going around at the time, and I was looking into researching, reading about being able to learn any skill if you do it 15 minutes a day. And it didn't really make sense to me because, like, when we do things and we're studying, like in college and any of our courses or stuff like that, it's always for hours and upon hours in a day. Training, lifting weights, it's not 15 minutes to go hit the gym. It's minimum 45 minutes to about an hour and a half that people spend working out to see results. So, interested with the idea of 15 minutes a day. Doing guitar was always something that I wanted to learn how to do, and so I felt like that was the best opportunity. So I was going to take this whole pandemic that we had to go through in 2020, and I was going to spend 15 minutes a day working on guitar. Now, in doing that, is I wanted to research what were the optimal ways to learn so that the 15 minutes that I was spending, I was going to get the maximum amount of results out of it. So I was looking up, and what I found was 3 basic chords. The 3 basic chords to learn. And this is something that can be debated, and there's people that know way more about guitar than me, and they might disagree with me, and I would default to whatever they have to say. But for me, and what I was looking at, the 3 basic chords were C, G, and D. So predominantly I was self-taught, and in doing this, there were a few people that I've referenced and asked questions to give me guidance, to make sure I was like doing the fingers right, I was placing, all of this stuff, you know, the strumming. I was reaching out, asking people, am I doing this correctly? Is this right? And I was trying to do that as often as I could in the beginning, because I didn't want to learn bad habits that I would have to try to break later on. So again, it was C, G, and then D. Learning those 3 chords, it was very difficult to learn those first 3 chords. The first 3 chords were the absolute hardest, and I think that's where a lot of people end up quitting, because it's not something that your fingers normally want to do. You know, my fingers don't normally want to sit here. D. Doing the D is very difficult with the way that the fingers line up, because you're putting your finger, your index finger, and then your middle finger, and then your ring finger, and that's not a normal, natural way that your hand mechanics move. So, moving forward is, if you are going to do guitar, I did CDG. So CDG is I could just get right in and start playing songs, and it was really cool to go, wow, this limited amount of effort or learning that I've done has now paid some type of result. And that's where you're going to see your dividends, is you're going to feel better because you're like, oh, I can play that song, it's CDG. I also didn't want to play where I was looking. I didn't want to play like where I had to look and then see where I was moving my fingers. So when I played, it was, I put my fingers on the chords. I would just go D, D, D. And I would transition. I'd go to C. And I'd have to look it up, figure out where to put my fingers, and then just go C, C, C. And I'd go to G. I'd go G, G, G. Then I'd have to look it up again, repeat the process every single time, and it was very tedious. I remember I was sweating because of like how stressed I was really initially with knowing that I just did D And I just came back to D, and I don't remember how to put my fingers because I just moved all my fingers over to C. I had to look up how to put my fingers to G, then I had to look up again for D. But those were the three. Honestly, right now, off the top of my head, I don't remember how long it took me to where I finally was putting my fingers into place without looking at the screen. I'm going to say maybe a week. And some people out there might go, wow, yeah, it took me like a day. Okay, well, maybe I'm a slow learner. I'm okay with that. The real point was I just wanted to be able to play guitar for myself. And so as I was doing it, once I started learning, I could go, okay, here's D, here's D, here's G, here's C. Okay, now I'm going to transition. So it's D, G, D, G, D, G, D, G. And I just go through that. Went over with my kids. We just go back and forth. I'd be like, here's C. Then we're going to G, then C, then G, C, G, D, C, and then just again bouncing back. C, D, C, D, and just strum back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until I got to a point where I was comfortable with just transitioning between those three chords. Playing songs. So there's songs that like I liked, and as I was finding them, I was finding out that they're incorporated other chords. And I remember seeing it for the first time, and I was like, oh man, that's a whole nother chord. But once I had the D, the G, and the C down, incorporate like B minor. B minor was super easy. It's just two chords.
E minor.
E minor. E minor. Did I say E minor?
You said E minor.
E minor.
Yeah. E minor is two fingers.
I don't think I said B minor. E minor. So, but incorporating E minor was real easy. And then just making sure I wasn't looking the whole time. And just playing. And then A. Incorporating A. So incorporating an A minor. Incorporating E. Incorporating the extra notes were not difficult because I already had the three bass chords down. So once I had C, G, D, going E minor, going A, going E, going A minor. Then there was D minor where we were just going over. D minor was not difficult either. And then what I found were the next progression for me was bar chords. Bar chords were terrible. So going F. So when I was doing like an F, there's a song that I really like that's G and then F. So G, F, G, F. And then the body really, the hand really did not want to go from G to F. Then there's lots of songs where they go from A minor to B minor. Stop doing that. And that is something that I'm still working on. And again, that was April of 2020. We're coming up to April 2023, so it's on a third year anniversary of me starting to learn how to play. And I'm still learning. So I wouldn't say that I play guitar right now. I can say I can strum some songs. Definitely don't say that I'm a guitar player. I enjoy playing the guitar. And it's a nice thing to do. It's a nice hobby to do. And again, 15 minutes a day put me in a position where I feel comfortable picking up a guitar. As long as it's chords that I know how to play, I feel good playing it. It's a way to a form of meditation, I guess, if that's or just relax, stress-free. 15 minutes a day. Anybody can learn how to play guitar. Just all fun. Other than that, strumming. So then we went over strumming. So strum pattern, one of the most universal strum pattern that I was able to find was the down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And this is one that I do naturally now. I practiced that strum pattern for so many hours to get my hands to my right hand that does the strumming to just flow, just to do it. There are other strum patterns, but again, down, 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 up was the most universal. So down, down, up with C, D, G, tons of songs. And then incorporating that in is that the down, down, up with C, D, G, some songs to learn and open your pathway or open another door or unlock another level is so C, D, G, and then throwing in like A minor or throwing in A with a down, down, up opens up another like 1,000 songs that you can potentially play. So just really cool. And then again, incorporating one more chord. So once I know G, C, D, and I incorporate A into it, great. Now that's another 1,000 songs that you could potentially play if you want to. Again, I'm not trying to say that you're going to play them perfectly. You're not playing them like the artist. All this stuff is just for you to be able to enjoy time. I play with my kids. I'll play just in the garage where I'll come out and I'll just play songs just by myself, and it's relaxing. It's a nice little getaway. Again, 15 minutes. Have I done it every single day for 3 years? No. I did not do it every single day for 3 years. However, when we do take long vacations, I like to take the guitar with me and get a few days in there. So we took 2 weeks where we were in Florida last year, and I did not play every day while we were in Florida, but I probably played about every other day, maybe missing 3 or 4 days in a row or something like that. Again, doesn't matter. Then you just pick it up and get back to the 15 minutes a day. There are days while we're here where I just was busy, it got late, and I just didn't feel like coming out to the garage to practice because practicing is home. Maybe the kids were going to sleep. I have a guitar in the house as well that I practice on, so there was times where I missed it. I don't think I've gone longer than like 3 or 4 days without practicing, but I've been trying to do. There are some days where I just literally picked it up and I just real quick, it wasn't even not even 5 minutes, just went through a bunch of notes, just a bunch of notes so that I got them down so I can say, okay, I touched the guitar that day. What other? Practice 15 minutes a day, learn 3 basic notes, strum pattern, different strum patterns. So now there's a song that I wanted to play. It's an older song, but the strum pattern was down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. So this one, doing down, down, up, it almost seems like, well, you go down, down, up, down, up. It should be easy, but it's not that easy. But I can say is it seemed very easy to learn down, down, up. It seemed easy to learn this for me because of knowing down, down, up, down, up. But I think I would say it took me a couple days to get the strum pattern to where my hand was doing the strum pattern as I was transitioning through songs, but there were many times for probably a couple weeks after that where I'd be trying to go down, down, up, and then all of a sudden I'd be down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, and I just start going right into my regular pattern, and it didn't make sense with the song. Now there's another strum pattern. It's down, down, up, up. Wait, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And this one is still difficult to do, but this is something I've just been lightly working on because it only applies to one song that I know of. And when I'm doing things, I like to not be specific just for one single song. I like to make sure that as I'm learning it, it can apply to many, many songs. Just so I have options, because I like a lot of songs. I like a lot of different genre of songs. And being able to go, oh, I know C, D, G, A minor, B, B minor, all these other chords. And because I like these songs, and I know this simple basic strum pattern, now I can play thousands and thousands. Again, not saying I can play them well, I strum them. If anybody asks me, like if somebody comes up and says, hey, do you know how to play guitar? I can say I'm learning, because I wouldn't say that I know how to play guitar, because I know people who know how to play guitar and they're amazing because they're moving all up and down and all of this, and all the notes I do, I mean, the most extreme would be B minor, where I come out here to the 4th fret. That's the most extreme, other than having a capo on it. But if I have a capo on it, I don't feel like playing down here necessarily counts as playing on those frets, because I'm not going a full, the full frets. It's a capo. I'm restricted to the next 3 or 4 frets after that. Other than that, that's been my 3-year journey with learning guitar.